Oh, nah, if I had to think of a guy, Don King. Don King would be the perfect senator. Don King is a cheat. He's a fraud. He tells you one thing just for you to like him, and goes behind your back and does another thing and does what he wants. So I'm gonna go with Don King.
Only in America.
And then you got to have a House of Representatives to represent your district. Anybody you think you want to represent for your district?
Brad Childress.
Right now you going with Brad Childress?
Yeah, he just looks like a senator, or he looks like a politician in general. Glasses, bald.
I'm gonna go with Jerry Jones, man. Jerry knows how to party. Jerry has lots of women, and he has lots of.
It's better than smoking it.
I would go with Ryan Lee for senator, by the way.
And then we got you got to have a sheriff somewhere. And when you got a sheriff, you got to have some guns. So, me personally, I'm going with Gilbert. Bang, bang, bang. You can't go wrong with that, though.
I'm going with Justin Tuck. He always rocking the fire department hat, man. He look like he could do something like that, man.
Or you go with Shaq. Shaq may be a little too big. I don't want Shaq, arresting me, though. But I don't know. Shaq's kind of hard, though. But I don't know. Then we got to speak of the house. Somebody got to talk. I'm going to go...
Kenya Martin.
I wasn't. See,
I'm going with Randy Moss, dog. I'm going.
You going Randy Moss? No disrespect.
I'm asking the questions here.
Chris Johnson.
Oh, that's wow. Yeah.
Chris Johnson.
I was gonna go Ron Harper, but I mean, hey, I was gonna take it back there. How about you? Anybody come to your mind?
No, off the top of my head, I can't think of nobody off the top of my head right there.
I was gonna say,
no, off the top of my head.
Or maybe you can go with Spurrier. Danny's a guy. Danny's a guy. He's a guy. He's a guy. But that's our speaking. So, but that's our elections right there. We're gonna run with that. Then we got we're gonna go with some other NFL midterm awards announcement. I don't know, whatever you want to call it right now. I mean, who coach you think on a hot seat right now? Me personally, man, he's burning in hell. Wade Phillips, that's Ray's man. Him and Brad Childress, they might as well just burn together. Right now, they on like super hot.
I'm gonna go with Josh McDaniels out in Denver for the simple reason that one, he started out 6-2, then he finished up the season 2-6. Then he's getting a slow start again this season, but also for two other major reasons. One, he convinced the Denver Broncos to get rid of their franchise quarterback, who was Jay Cutler, and then the guy also went and traded away probably a top 5 wide receiver in the league with Brandon Marshall. So I'm gonna say Josh McDaniels on the hot seat.
And then picked up a running back for a quarterback.
Yeah, and then and to also pile on the use of his draft picks from the Brandon Marshall and Jay Cutler trade.
He's like Jim Zorn and Vinny combined.
Exactly.
Dumb personnel moves. Started out 6-2.
He's like the son of Matt Millen. That's who Josh McDaniel is. He's like the son of Matt Millen. I don't know who he's picking out there, but I mean, who you guys think gonna represent the AFC for the Super Bowl or be leading the way? Me personally, I think this may be a Colts count of a year. I think they might be able to represent for the AFC this year. Anybody else jump to you guys' mind?
Pittsburgh.
I agree with Ray. I think this is the year. This is one of those years where there's no clearly dominant team. I mean, you could say New England is dominant, but I think that Pittsburgh just has what it takes to beat New England down the long run.
Did you want to chime in on that, Wall?
Yeah, I agree with Will and Ray. I think it's Pittsburgh. They have Ben Roethlisberger back, and that D is back in form. Anytime you have Troy Polamalu, it makes that defense 10 times better.
If we're going to talk about the AFC, that means we got to talk about the NFC.
Woo, crapshoot.
Man, I don't even know who. That's hard 8. I don't know which direction I want to crap out on this one. I don't even know who I even want to go with.
How many rolls you going to take on that one, man?
Yeah, man, I might have to pass some dice to an old man. I mean, I don't even want to shoot them dice.
Passing the Ray.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot
It all depends on who gets the home field advantage. Of course, my heart goes with Atlanta, but if we have to go on like the road to Green Bay, I don't see us winning that in the playoffs. So I'm going to, as of right now, I'm going to pick Green Bay. It's just a midterm. So I'm going to pick Green Bay as the Super Bowl representative for the NFC.
What about you over there, Walt?
I'm not being biased or whatnot. I'm going to have to choose. I would say the Giants. Right now, they're the best playing team in the NFL. I can't even lie. They are the best playing team in the NFL, hands down.
I'm gonna have to agree with Wally. I think that the Giants just offensively, you have Hakeem Nicks, Steve Smith, Mario Manningham, and Amar Bradshaw. The guy's playing lights out. And Eli's playing consistent this year. Then we're not even talking about their defense yet. Osi Umenyiora, that back four hit. They shored that up with Antrell Roll. Kenny Phillips is playing strong this year. So
and Webster's playing great cornerback.
Exactly. So I'm going to go with the Giants.
as much as I've gotta stick in the NFC. I gotta also go with the Giants. I feel as though, they have what it takes. They got a running game, passing game. They got the defense that's clicking right now. Hopefully Eli can keep this going. We seen they played good at the beginning of the season last year, tailed off at the end, but hopefully they'll keep that going on. And Strahan probably come out of retirement, stop doing Subway commercials, running with Jared and hanging out with Jake Laser and tackling Donovan.
It's only midterm though. It's only midterm.
So we'll have to see. They got to play some more games. But as far as the biggest surprise, as far as a team wise, my boys, man, it's like, man, I don't know if they've been hanging with the cheerleaders before the game. They was in the White House. They just been playing terrible. To me, they've been the biggest surprise team by just choking this whole season.
It's a lot of them. You got the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know who to choose from. I guess, go with the Raiders, man, because they showed the least potential coming into the season.
I agree with you, Ray. To me, I would say, even though Tampa Bay does have the youngest team in the NFL, I don't think there's anyone at this table who honestly looked themselves in the mirror and say they thought Tampa Bay would be 5-2 at this point in the year. But I'm going to agree with Ray with Oakland in the simple reason that Oakland has a culture of losing. Mm-hmm. With Al Davis that guy looks like he's senile. I don't know what's wrong with
Burns.
him. Yeah, he looks like Mr. Burns. It's just a culture of losing thus far that's been attached to the Oakland Raiders franchise. Tom Cable.
I don't know about a culture of losing. Maybe in the last
over the last 10 years, there's been a culture of losing. Bad draft picks, bad free agents, bad coaching decisions. But it looks like Tom Cable has come in and turned everything around. The guy's a wizard in the running game. He's taken Darren McFadden and made that guy play to the expectations of where he was drafted.
He ain't afraid to put his hands on somebody.
That's a good point about the draft picks. We could do like an all Oakland bus team. Haywood Bay, Gallery, Russell. That's terrible.
It was crazy, but
Sebastian Janikowski, for that matter.
Oh, he's been good. He's
always been good.
He's been good though.
But first, fifth number 15 overall kicker. Come on, man.
That's like fantasy football. Draft number 5.
Well, what you wanted to time in on this a little bit, Wally?
My big surprise would be the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think anybody coming to the season thought a college coach would have this team playing 500 football. Maybe one.
Not a college coach.
He's a college coach. He had his success in college. That's what I mean. A college coach who had success in college has,
he was 500 when he was in the NFL.
Oh, I know, Patriots. Oh, I know. But I'm saying, in terms of building this quickly, having a team 4-4, no one thought that this team would be.
They got some more games ago. He'll prove some of what we thought he was.
They 4-4, they be 4-3, but either or, they're still at a level. They're playing at a high level. Look at the teams they beat in the San Diego Chargers. That too, but you wouldn't think that team coming into the season. Who did everybody think would be the front runners in
San Francisco?
You
look what
San Francisco.
You look what they did that first game to the 49ers.
and the Cardinals.
Yeah, to piggyback off what you're saying, I picked my biggest surprise team was the Cowboys for the way they're playing. I wasn't expecting it. As far as the disappointment right now,
the Cowboys.
The obvious was the Cowboys, but the team I picked over the Cowboys is the 49ers. The reason being is the division they play in and the strength of schedule. And I think they just got it by a little bit over the Cowboys. That's the only reason I picked the 49ers. But the Cowboys right up there with them. Both of them should cut their throat.
Well, the Cowboys would be an obvious choice. But the 49ers, that was more media hype than them proving something on the field. I'm going with Carolina for the simple fact that they can't even run the ball. That's their staple. And they made some bad choices in the draft, obviously. Matt Moore and Jimmy Clausen, what's the difference? Why pick up Jimmy Clausen? I understand he can run a pro offense, but you can't run the ball. It's affecting fantasy football. They're messing up all the way around.
Yeah, D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart stocks are down.
Steve Smith, even his stock is down.
Yeah,
85 yards though.
Yeah, who else they got a receiver?
Devin Thomas.
David Getz.
You know what?
Getz. And LaFell.
But yeah, Devin Thomas.
Man, I think Fantasia on that team.
I'm kind of glad they're in the same division as Atlanta, but good gracious, Carolina.
Anybody jump out to you, Will?
This one's for North Carolina.
Is Petey Powell on the team?
Who am I?
Y'all stupid.
But we still don't work.
Y'all stupid. If I had the biggest disappointment as a team,
It's really not
That's a
that
tough
hard.
one.
Yeah, it ain't that hard. It's so many teams you can pick from this
No,
year.
I mean, because all of them are bad. I mean, all the teams I'm thinking are bad. Denver, you got Carolina. I would have to say.
I would have to say move on or get going. I mean, seriously. Entertainer,
I'll
what you
make it-
got? What you
I'll
got?
make it
I know
easy.
you're going to say the
It's the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Just
It's not
say it.
even
It's going to
hard.
be the Cowboys.
They're-
Cowboys and Brett Favre.
1-6. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's Cowboys.
They lost to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
The Vikings could be a bigger disappointment than the Cowboys,
Jacksonville,
bro.
1-6
Yeah.
in Big D
Yeah.
Hey,
in
John,
Jacksonville.
with John Kinder, we trust,
Yeah,
man.
Kinder.
Anything's possible.
I think he threw
in
me in
Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, really with that
Man, I already know-
Super Bowl talent squad.